Cables and Cords 101 Part 3, and we're going to talk a little bit about USB connections. So a standard USB cord, the most standard cord would probably be something like this, and usually it's got the USB or Universal Serial Bus stamp on it. That's a universal symbol for the USB, and on the inside of this, most of the time these connections are 4-pin connections. So if you can see those 4 gold slats right there, and then they would go to this is, I believe, a 6-pin connection, and this typically goes to a digital video camera or a SLR camera or something like that, and so you'd import photos or video, or you can connect with phones. A lot of aftermarket phones have this connection too. So this is a fairly common cord for importing if we don't have an SD card inside the camera and we just need to physically connect to the camera to use it. So we'll look at a couple other common USB applications. This is a pretty old school one here, standard USB symbol there, and a 30-pin connection. Now this was Apple's connection for iPhone 4s, and it was wrought with poor design. And mostly these pins would get bent. The connection was so big that it would get weak or loose after a while. And so they were around for a while, but Apple evolved to a Lightning connection, which is a much simpler connection. And actually, Lightning, these little dimples on the sides here lock into the phone with like a spring-loaded ball inside there. There's a dimple on each side. So one of the advantages of this cord is it's reversible. It's got the same connections on both sides, so it doesn't matter which way you plug it in. And the 30-pin did matter, and standard USB on the other side. Here's one that's pretty sweet. It's a pen. This is a writing utensil. The Egyptians started writing stuff, but wait, it's also a 1 gig USB flash drive for storage. Pretty sweet. Oh, and laser. Thought you'd find that pretty awesome. Okay, last part of video we're going to talk about is HDMI. So that opening right there is a standard HDMI opening. Here's our HDMI cord on the end, and there's mini HDMI as well. I don't have an example of that, but this is actually a converter. So this connects HDMI here. This is a universal symbol for display on Apple's side, and this connects to what's called a Thunderbolt port on your MacBook Airs. And notice it's got a couple D ends, or the top sides here are 45'd or angled, and so this can only connect one way to the computer. Connects with the symbol up into the side of the computer, and this would display or share your computer's display.